when my water broke on camera. What's up guys? Welcome to our channel, or welcome back to our channel. My name is Taylor.
And I'm Jeff.
And this is Lily. Since we were on this channel last, we did not even know we were gonna have a baby.
And here she is.
And here she is. Today we're actually gonna be sharing her birth story. Never actually talked through it on video before. So, now that she's 8 months old, I was filming myself doing my stretch routine when my water broke on camera. I was literally just stretching. I felt a pop, like a water balloon bursted inside of my stomach. I thought I broke something. I was so nervous that I messed something up. I was stretching forward and I thought something broke, which it did. My water broke. But I know, it was crazy.
Yeah. I was outside bench pressing.
So Jeff had just drank his pre-workout and he was working out in the garage. I just sat there and like, I was like, did I pee my pants? I was like, what's going on? I didn't even consider my water breaking because so many people told me that your water breaking is actually, your water breaking is like, only happens like 5% of people. Cause they're like, it's not like the movies, your water's not gonna break. My water broke.
Yeah, and I remember the doctor saying, telling us that like it's actually not very common that your water breaks. Don't expect that to happen. If it does happen, then you need to start heading to the hospital pretty immediately.
Yeah. So Jeff's out in the garage. My water breaks. And once I realized that my water broke, I just sat there in shock. I didn't move for what like felt like 20 minutes. And I just start yelling for Jeff because I didn't want to get up because I was afraid if I get up, water's gonna gush out everywhere. And I'm just like,
the word gush is just terrible to use, by the way.
It's true.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Jeff. Actually, I called him. I called you like 14 times or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like
it was a lot of times.
Yeah. But I was in the gym. I had the music on, and I had my phone on the charger.
I'm 9 months pregnant.
Yeah.
You should always have your phone on.
Well, I was in the other room, so I was like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Didn't think anything was gonna happen. But actually, Karma, she's back here. She came and scratched on the door because Taylor was yelling for me. She came and scratched on the door, so then I came in, opened the door, and Taylor's laying on the ground, like in a stretch position, and she's like, "My water broke," and I was like,
"How long you been sitting there?"
Yeah, I was like, "What are you doing then? Like, we need to go." And she was like, "Do we?" I was like,
"So
yeah, I'm sure we need to go."
I'm just continuing to sit on the floor in shock, and Jeff is frantically. At this point, we kind of sort of got the hospital bag ready. I did not think it was going to happen this soon. But we were prepared, and yeah, we had just put the car seat in, like just recently, like that weekend before. Yeah. And so Jeff frantically goes around the house. He's grabbing the hospital bag. He's grabbing a towel. He's grabbing everything that we could possibly need. We're de-dogging the house, which that means like, cause we don't put our dogs up, we got to make sure they can't get anything and get, you know, like into the trash or something like that. So he's de-dogging the house, and I'm just laying there.
Yeah.
Just laying there. Yeah. In shock. At this point, I think I'm realizing there's no turning back. This baby
is about to go down.
This baby is about to come out of my body, and I'm about to go into what is known as one of the like most painful experiences. And I'm like in shock. I don't know what to do, and I'm like, my water broke.
Yeah, and I'm like,
it's happening.
Why are you like? I go and I got all these things packed up, and she's still in the same spot on the floor, and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, are we gonna go have this baby, or are you just gonna sit there? Because I asked her because I needed validation. I was like, didn't the doctor say that when your water breaks, we need to go to the hospital as soon as possible? Yeah. And I think that was when she finally like broke out of
then I was like,
shock.
Oh
like,
yeah,
okay, you're right.
Yeah, I'm not trying to have a car baby.
Yeah.
So I call the hospital, okay, and I'm like, let me just make sure. And I call them, and they answer, and I'm sure they get this all the time. But I was like, I think my water just broke. Do I need to head in now? Because I know like some people, they're like, oh no, you gotta wait until your contractions are like 4 minutes apart. But I was like, but I think when your water breaks, you just come in. And they responded, well, if you think that's what happened, I guess come in. And I was like, I pee my pants a time or two in my day.
Regularly. Don't let her lie. Regularly.
This is not peeing your pants. When
I would like to add, she
breaks,
pees her pants because I'm so funny.
I meant to say peasant.
meant to say peasant. Catch me the big. I said peasant.
Yeah. Well, I should also say that I was nervous, like this weird thought of like, what if I'm in labor and I don't know it? Because then like you have a car baby or you have your baby at home or whatever, which I was not intending to do. And I thought, what if you don't know? So just so you know, FYI, you'll know. You'll know there's a difference. Okay, so we finally pack everything up in the car. We get in the car and there's a towel down because water is just continuing, or like fluids, everything. I don't know what I should say. Gushing. So much water's coming out. Okay, or whatever. So we get in the car, we load up, and we're like, we're literally going to have this baby right now. So as soon as we turn the corner, we realize it's 5 o'clock.
No, it was like 2:30.
No.
Oh yeah, it was.
Why'd you think it was 2:30?
Because school was getting out.
Yeah, but there was traffic for some reason.
Yeah.
At 5, it was 5 p.m.
Yeah,
remember?
you're right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So it was 5 p.m. when I went into labor, like 5, it was a little after 5, like 5:15 maybe. And so we hit traffic and we're like, oh my God, we're in traffic. Jeff's panicking. He's like, we have to get to the hospital now. And I'm like, it's fine. Everything's fine. I don't even feel any pain. No contractions, no pain, nothing. Just fluid. So then we park the car, we walk up to the front desk and we're like, I said, my water broke, I'm here to have a baby. And the guy was like, let's get you to labor and delivery. Like, let's get you up there. So we get up there and still the ladies in the,
L&D.
Yeah, L&D, labor and delivery. They're still like, okay, we'll check you and see if you actually broke your water. And like, they were just very.
Zero urgency.
No urgency. They were very like.
But hey, that's the job.
See.
They do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure they get it all the time. I'm sure people pee their pants and think they're in labor. I don't know. So we get there and they check me and I am dilated to a 1. You have to get to a 10 to have the baby, okay? I'm dilated to a 1, and from what I know, it usually takes, like especially first time moms, a long time to dilate to a 10. So they check me in, I don't even know what time it is at this point, probably like 6-ish.
Yeah.
And
like
they're like, yep, you definitely broke your water. Now the urgency kicks in. They get me into a delivery room and it's this nice big room. And luckily, because they were so busy that day, that I almost had to deliver in like a check-in, like little tiny room, which would have been fine, whatever, but it was awesome to have this big delivery room. She keeps throwing her toy. Family's there, family's on the way, they come in, they check in, I'm like, hi, I'm not in pain, no contractions, everything cool as a cucumber. So the parents are there, and then my dad asked the nurse, he says, so how long does this, typically take? And the nurse of course is like, well, it varies, but since she's a first time mom,
and you weren't like she.
And I wasn't dilated. I was
so.
only at 1 when they checked. So she was like, it's probably going to be 12
and you had no
hours.
contractions. Then.
No contractions. So they say 12 hours.
Yeah, she was like 12 to 16, I think.
12 to 16 hours. Okay, so that's what they tell my dad. And at this point, it's like they send him home at 9 p.m. because it took a while to get checked in and do all the like check-in processes. It's like 9 p.m. And then so then. They.
Oh, you want to tell your part?
Yeah, you said this is when it got crazy. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I know. That was what we were thinking, and then it just happened.
Family goes home. Jeff and I are just sitting there on the table, and they start me on a little Pitocin because they said I wasn't contracting.
Oh my gosh! Bless you. Whoa!
Bless you.
Bless you. Good job. You feel better?
So they said I wasn't contracting, so they put me on some Pitocin, and I started contracting a little bit. Things started really speeding up from there. So at that point, we're just sitting there, like they were like, hey, let us know when your pain's at a 3. Problem is, as a first-time mom, I don't know what the level of pain I'm about to experience is, so I don't know what a 3 is. Like, is a 3, because I could be in pretty bad pain, and that still be a 3 out of what I'm going to experience as a 10. So that was really hard for me. They said, let me know when you, because I wanted the epidural. They said, let me know when you're at a 3. We'll start the epidural because it does take, you know, a little bit to get the ball rolling. I thought they came in, they gave you a shot, then you move on. Like, I didn't know really what to expect. No, it takes a while. So I was like, well, I don't know what a 3 is. And so I started contracting a little bit more, and I tell the nurse, like, I'm just playing on my phone. We're just chilling because we're in it for a long night. Then I tell the nurse, hey, I'm starting to feel like a little uncomfortable. I don't know what a 3 is, but I feel like it's getting to a 3, okay? At that point.
Thank goodness for her too, because
Thank God she told me to say that. And she was like, you know what? It's not gonna hurt to get it sooner, so there's no reason to be uncomfortable or in more pain.
She's like, if you want it and you're starting to feel pain, you should probably go ahead and get it.
I'm so happy she said that.
Yeah.
If you want an epidural, right? Some people I know don't want an epidural.
Yeah, cool. Totally okay.
Not for me. I cannot relate. I love the epidural. So at that point, I progressed so fast. From like, I don't even know, I honestly don't know what the time is. So from the time I told them, I know.
Yeah.
From the time I told them that I wanted the epidural to the time I got the epidural, I was convulsing. So something that I don't know if you know already from... Hey.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
She's saying, well, I was in there waiting. I was trying to get out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The doors weren't opening.
So I start like shaking, convulsing because I think of the pain. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like tremors. It was like
I don't know.
It was like every minute to 2 minutes, she would just have like severe shivers from the pain.
What was your so at this point, when I start feeling pretty pain, what was going through your head throughout all this?
I was just it's crazy because I felt really bad for you because I've known her pretty much our whole lives, and I knew you were in a lot of pain, and it just sucks to see someone you care about in that amount of pain and you're helpless. Like, I'm like, I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do to help you other than just like be here, hold your hand, try to make you laugh, feel better. But that was also a reality check for me too, because I'm like, all right, we're getting close. Like, Lily is about to be here. And that's all I could think about. I was really concerned about Taylor because I knew the dangerous part of labor was about to happen. And I'm not typically a worrier. I'm usually like very positive and optimistic, but it's different when everything that you care about is on the table in front of you and they're about to go through something crazy, traumatic experience. And what's the word I'm looking for there? Experience, difficult? I don't know. But
challenge, I don't know.
Challenging, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of where my head was at. I was nervous, I was excited, and it's just like this blend of those two emotions so strongly that it's like, I don't know. It's one of the things you can't describe. You just have to experience, I guess. Yeah, no, it is just interesting to hear from your perspective, and that would be, if the roles were reversed, that'd be really hard. Yeah.
So I'm starting to have contractions, and well, at this point, I've definitely had contractions. Yeah. So contractions are such a crazy feeling because things just tighten up, so uncomfortable, and it is cool though that I got to experience like a lot of contractions because I mean, I think that it sucked, but it's cool to like get to know what that feels like. But I felt like I could feel her going lower and lower and lower, and I mean, I literally got to the point where I was like, where are they at? Are they even coming? What are they doing? Like, I was starting to get like pretty frustrated because felt like it was taking forever, but it wasn't. But it felt like it wasn't that much
time. But when you're in that much pain, it probably seemed like forever.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are they doing? They also had like every baby room was full that night. Yeah. Luckily though, I feel like everything was going really smooth. They were saying originally that Jeff couldn't be in the room when I got the epidural. And at this point, I don't care. I'm like, I don't care who's in the room. I don't care what's happening. I just want to be in less pain, and I just want to get this baby out safely. But I know honestly, I'm so grateful that he was there because I know he would have been more worried. And they asked him, like, they were like, you want to just stick around? And he was like, yeah, right? Like, we thought originally he was going to get, like,
I wasn't going to say, hey, do you need me to leave now? I was going to make them kick me out. Yeah. But they asked me like, hey, do you want to, comfort her while we do this? Yeah. And I was like, absolutely. Yeah, and I was so grateful. So basically at this point, I'm shaking and I'm in so much pain from the contractions. And I think they realized like, oh man, she's in a
a lot of pain. And so Jeff sat in front of me, and I was holding on to him, and I had to like close my eyes and slow my breath and get myself to stop shaking in between contractions so that they could put the needle in my back. They also told me I have scoliosis, which I've never heard that in my life, but I guess I have a small scoliosis in my back. But everything was fine, thankfully. And so they put the epidural in through the different contractions. And I'm sitting there holding Jeff's hands, and time feels like it's taking forever because I was like, okay, not only do we have to go through all this process, then it takes forever to get the epidural in. Then it takes time for the epidural to kick in, and it just seems like forever. But we get through the epidural. Anything you want to say about the epidural?
No, it went really good.
Yeah, everything went really smoothly. Luckily, Lily was doing so great. She was already head down.
She's ready to roll.
She was in the right position. She was ready to come. So by the time I was done getting the epidural, they could see how much pain that I was in, and and how uncomfortable. They were like, we should probably go ahead and check you again.
Yeah.
So they checked me for the second time. At this point, what time is it?
And by check, like check dilation.
Yeah, checking dilation.
Maybe 10, 11, 10:30, 11.
You think so?
Yeah.
At this point?
Yeah.
So this happened, this was like right after she sent family home.
Yeah.
Like not too long, like an hour after she sent family home.
Yep.
And so they checked me again. I'm a 9.5. 9.5 out of 10.
She looks up at me while she's checking her, and she said,
Before she tells us how much.
yeah, she's like, how far away does your family live? Because
After
she
told
knows
them
she
12
just
hours.
sent them home.
Yeah.
And I was like, 45 minutes. And she's like, okay, call them right now. Tell them to get here. And I was like, okay. And I stood there for like maybe another 2 seconds. She's like, no, I'm serious. Like right now. Like go get your phone, call them right now. Like while I'm still doing this. And I was like, okay. I was like, I got like this burst of adrenaline because like, oh, it's go time. I was like, it's like pregame jitters, you know? Like, and then like once you step on the court, you're like, it all went away. I was like, all right, it's go time. Like, so I called them and they were on the way, and then, you know.
Yeah, so then they come into the waiting room. She says, so I said, when she made the look, I was like, okay, either I'm not dilating at all or it's about to go down. And from the face she made. And so then she said 9.5. So 9.5 out of 10. Okay, well, the doctor actually has another patient here, the doctor that's delivering Lily. She has another patient here who it's her third time, it's her third baby. So they really expected her to deliver first. So she went to her first and was getting her taken care of. But I was actually ready before her, which it was crazy. The whole thing was crazy because obviously I have no idea what I'm doing. It was my first baby. I thought this was going to take hours and hours and hours. I've heard horror stories.
Yeah, you hear all
about
these stories. Like I expected to be
everything.
at the hospital in labor for like 2 days. So I was like,
yeah. Oh,
you know,
yeah.
when it happened so fast, I was like, this is insane.
Yeah, and so, so then she goes, okay, let's start doing practice pushes. So here's where it got even crazier, in my opinion. Not crazier, but like, you just never know what you're gonna be like until you're in the room. So originally, Jeff said, I'm not getting anywhere down there. I'm gonna stay up at her shoulders, and that's that. And I thought the same thing. I was like, you're not going down there. You don't need to see that. You're gonna be scarred for life. I don't want to see that, which I still to this day. They asked if I want to see it. I was like, no. But it was a small hospital, and we had an amazing nurse that stuck with us the whole time. And when that epidural kicked in, let me tell you, after that, smooth sailing. I felt great. I was, just living my best life. And I had my feet up on the stirrups, and Jeff was down there with the nurse, and we were doing practice pushes. So she was really just teaching me how to like breathe in and push out and like all that kind of stuff. And so that way when the doctor came in and it was time for delivery, I would kind of have a better idea of what to do. Now the hard part about the epidural is everything's numb. So I could kind of feel pressure, but I couldn't feel pain. But it was really hard to figure out like how to push correctly because everything was numb. So anything you want to say about this part, about the practice pushes or anything?
No, not really. I mean, other than it was crazy because like while we were waiting on the doctor, like the nurse had to tell Taylor to stop pushing.
Yeah.
Because.
Oh yeah, you saw it.
Yeah, because like I was holding her legs while she would push. I would hold one leg for her to like give her something to like feel like she's pushing off of. And one of the time, like the nurse was like, okay, stop. And like I look down there and I can just see the top of Lily's head. I just see like this ball of hair, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I look at Taylor and I'm like, she has dark hair.
No, that's not what you said. You said, do you want to know her hair color?
Oh yeah.
And I was thinking, of course she's going to be blonde. There's no other option. And he was like, she has dark hair. And I was like, what? Yeah. My mind, because we're both blonde, and when we were babies, we both had white hair, which obviously now you can see her hair's lightened up quite a bit, but it was dark. It was dark. I was like, whose baby is this?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I know. Look, there's Lily on the camera. So then she had to tell me to stop pushing a couple of times, and she had to stop telling me to push it. Yeah. I know.
He said, Dada. Dada.
Dada.
We're close.
Dada.
Dada. Yeah. No.
You telling your side?
Yeah. I remember seeing your little head.
And what did it feel like to see her for the first time? Like actually
that
like
was,
a human?
Yeah, that was crazy. I just remember like when I saw her, it was like, holy crap. Like she's
there's a real
there.
baby.
Yeah, like that's our girl. Like she's about to be here.
That's crazy.
And I was just so shocked that she had dark hair. Like that was crazy. But I just got even more excited because like now I could see her, well at least like the top of her head. And you know, it was like it was kind of weird because we had to wait. Like she was right there, but we couldn't,
okay?
She couldn't push because the doctor wasn't ready to deliver. So we were kind of like in this waiting period where like,
yeah, so
she's
she could
ready
have
to come
came
out.
sooner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think, okay, so my nurse, she was like kind of stretching everything, and like I would push
doing
a little
I think
bit.
they're called
we were
like
pressing.
perennial massage.
Yeah, and she was like,
she crushed it, man.
Yo, she did so great. She made me feel so comfortable.
Dada.
And I think that truly helped with the delivery because it wasn't rushed. We were able to go slow, take our time, and I think that really helped with not tearing or anything.
Yeah.
And so when the doctor comes in, at this point it's like 2 in the morning, okay? So this has gone on for a couple of hours of like getting the epidural, getting practice pushes. Time is just like irrelevant. Like it's such a crazy experience. But all in all, from the time my water broke at 5 p.m. to her coming at 2 in the morning, like that's a pretty fast labor.
Sorry, baby.
And it could have been faster, but we were waiting on the doctor because the other lady was having a baby. So do you remember how long we pushed? It was not that long, maybe 5-10 minutes.
No, when the doctor came in, it was like maybe 2 or 3.
Pushes?
Yeah, and like you were ready to roll.
Oh my goodness.
Man,
Yeah.
it's crazy hearing it from your side. I didn't even know that.
Oh my gosh, she said you guys are telling it wrong.
Yeah, it's like it was pitch black the whole time. How did you see anything?
So then they asked Jeff, okay? So the doctor is there, and they were like, do you want, what did they say? Do you want
to catch the baby?
Do you want to catch the baby?
And she said it so nonchalant, like,
Wait,
hey,
do you want to catch the baby?
No, she didn't even say, do you? She said, are you going to catch the baby? I was like, yeah, it's my baby. I'm going to catch it. Like, I don't even know what that means, but I'm going to catch it. Of course I'm going to catch it. It's my baby.
I'm gonna catch
like, and I was confident. And she's like, okay, awesome. I'll get you a gown and gloves. And I was like, we're not on the same page. Like, hold up. Why do I need that? And she's like, do you want to deliver the baby? And I was like, oh, that's what you meant.
And you said yes.
And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Sure. I'd already committed, so I was like, all right, we're in it. I couldn't back out now. And I'm so glad I didn't because it was the coolest experience of my life.
It was cool, like, being able to deliver at a smaller hospital like that.
Yeah.
I feel like you wouldn't always be able to do that.
Yeah, it's very intimate. Catching the baby means you're like, you know,
Pulling the baby out.
football catch. Boom.
So the doctor basically put your hand on her neck.
So like now, okay, Taylor's pushing and like doctor's ready to rock and roll. I'm right there beside her and the doctor. And the doctor says, okay, you ready? And she grabs my hand and puts it around the back of Lily's neck. And together she pulls my wrist and I'm pulling the baby. and like we pull her out together, and like I literally like catch her as she comes out. And I will never forget this. The most memorable part of it was that as soon as I pulled her head out, like her eyes were closed like this, and then her eye goes, and it just pops. One of her eyes pops wide open, like she's like, "What's up?"
And I don't know if we thought, like, because all we've had is puppies, we didn't think their eyes.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, she's not gonna be able to open her eyes for like
I did not think
2
her
to 4
eyes
weeks, you know, like that's how dogs are. So like immediately I'm talking to the doctor as soon as like I'm like, her eyes are already open, her eyes open. I'm sure
And
the doctor's
we're
like,
shocked.
bro.
So then he hands me Lily, and then she opens both eyes, and she's looking at me as he's handing her to me, because he immediately hands her to me to do skin to skin, and she's looking at me. I said, she's looking at me, and they probably thought we were completely
I don't know
idiots.
what we were thinking.
Like, I think she's pooping.
Of course babies open their eyes.
I don't know what we thought. Of course babies open their eyes, but you see pictures all the time and their eyes closed. I don't know what.
In that moment, I was so shocked that she was like, "Yeah, I'm here. I'm wide awake."
Yeah, just wide awake. Like and she was just so like, I don't know. I felt like she was a really chill baby coming out. I mean, she cried. I think,
yeah.
But I was just like in a bliss. Like,
yeah, that's the best way to describe it. I'm sure it was very hectic.
Yeah, but
Looking
also
back, but
our team, like they grabbed our phone. Like the nurses, they were getting videos, they were getting photos.
Yeah.
They were getting all kinds of stuff. Like at first, the sign on the wall. I mean, I don't know if we should be saying this, but it says no photos or videos or anything. But they were so great about that.
Yeah, they were really cool.
And those are your first pictures.
Yeah.
Those are your first pictures.
Yeah.
Then they hand her to me. We do skin to skin, and then after that, it was just kind of like she did all her testing. That went well. She was learning to breastfeed.
6 pounds, 9 ounces.
6 pounds, 9 ounces.
19 inches.
Which I was like, when I heard 6 pounds, it's like, oh my gosh, thank God I didn't tear. And truthfully, all in all, I am so grateful of a great epidural experience, a great labor and delivery experience. Nothing too crazy happened. Yes, it was still pain. Yes, it was still scary and hard and all that kind of stuff. But this was probably best case scenario in my opinion. I feel so great. I don't even want to. We want to have one more, but I'm like, I feel like it's only downhill from here. Like I don't want to jinx myself because I could have a really tough one next time. But the reason I want to share this and we want to share this is because we want to share positive experiences too. Because there are so many people that are very open about sharing negative experience, which is I think also important because you got to know the risk. You got to know. Like, I think the benefits of like home births and non-medicated births and the risk of epidurals and all these things are so like awesome to learn and share because it's all important. But I also think it's important to share positive experiences. Like I said, even though it's still painful, I truthfully had such a great experience. And I have thought about it for weeks after that, like how grateful.
Well, another side of that too,
and like a
is
healthy
that,
baby and like everything. That was the most important.
Yeah, we know, like we talk about this all the time, like how fast time goes. Once you have a kid, especially, like watching her grow up, it happens in front of your eyes and you don't even realize it. So, we selfishly are documenting this so that like when we're old and she's graduating college and stuff like that, we can look back on this because this is truly the best time of our life. Like we are just so grateful for this like chapter of our life, and it's everything that we've been, working towards. So
yeah, well, and it took us 1.5 years to get pregnant with her, and so this is everything we've just been so grateful for, and such a cool experience, and just like learning. We have no idea what we're doing. Yeah, it was so scary to come home and like all this stuff. I remember
I drove so slow going home, stopped completely. I waited like 10 seconds at every stop sign. It was just crazy.
We took turns for 2 weeks.
Chances.
We were so afraid to like both be asleep with her in the room that like. You just get so scared. You're like, what if they stop breathing? I don't know. Like that does happen. And we took turns staying awake throughout the night, like shifts holding her for 2 weeks straight before we finally decided to sleep together. Which is like so funny looking back, but honestly, we would probably do it again because they're just so tiny at first. But literally it took us 8 months to make this video because we've just been trying to survive and figure it out since. We're thriving. We're having fun. We're enjoying the moment. But as you can see, it's not easy just to film a video and entertain a baby. So
Oh, she's
Yeah.
tired of this. She's like, let's
I
get out
know,
of
we'll
here.
wrap it up, but hope you enjoyed our birth story, and hopefully you remembered all the details, because we've probably already forgotten some of them, but this will be so cool to look back on. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye. Say bye.